Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you our curriculum that we're going to use for the 2021-2022 school year for my rising 10th and 7th grader. I think I have almost all of their stuff, so I'm going to lay it all out and just go through it really quick just so you can see. And if there's anything you want me to do like a deep dive in a different video, just let me know in the comments. You will see a good bit of the good and the beautiful for my daughter who's going into 7th grade, and then for my son who's going into 10th. There's like more variety of different resources. So let's see, before I show you, I just wanted to give like one caveat, and that is just that we do not use all the pieces of any of the curriculum that we get. We pick and choose, we pull out what is good for us, we leave the stuff that's not. So I just wanted to say that, especially with our history for both kids and language arts, we do not do it from cover to cover as written at all. And we pull other resources as desired, and we do a lot more interest-led when we can. So there's certain things, maybe I'll talk about it when I'm showing you. But I just wanted to say that we do not use all of the things from cover to cover. That's just not how we do things. So here we go. I'll show you my daughter's stuff first. So here we go. For my daughter, we've got Life of Fred. This is their pre-algebra with physics. I don't know if you've ever seen Life of Fred. It's really cool. It's very different. It's definitely more of an interest-led, fun type of math. So there are, I think, 4 or 5 books in the pre-algebra series. I just picked up the first. This is the actual book, and then these are like zillions of practice problems. And we'll see how it goes, and then we'll buy more as necessary. But you would move through all of the books in a year. You mostly are working with this book, and then if there's additional practice needed, you would do the practice problems. So probably if we get through this one first, we may skip the zillions of problems for the next couple books in the series. My son's doing their trigonometry this year, and he's loving it. So I thought we'd try it for her. For history, we've got The Good and the Beautiful, and then a couple extra books to go with it. This is History Year 2. We have used Year 1 2 years ago. We switched it up this year, did something different. Coming back to The Good and the Beautiful, and see how it goes. We do not do all the things, like I said, in this book. We don't really do student explorers. Actually, they just read. We read it together, and then I would have my daughter write a narration of what she learned. That's just what we like to do. So it does come with these readers. I'll show them to you. This is The Falcon of Eric the Red. This is Edith, Cavell, The Mooring Tree, Fu and Ching, and then this is the Maps and Images book. I'm sure there's a million videos of The Good and the Beautiful Year 2, but that's what we're using for history for my daughter. And then it comes with like a timeline. You can see that here. And then we're also going to use their level 6 handwriting. And for science for her, we're going to use their mammals unit and their arthropods unit. And then these I purchased these with them also. This goes with the mammals unit, Mammals Down Under. Can you track it? These are just like beautiful picture books. You can see. And then this one. And then we've got Prairie Dog Town right here. Mammals of Mall Pond. Fiddler Crab. The Insects and Arachnids question and answer book. And then The Boy Who Loved Bugs. So that's her science. We're also going to do a little bit of botany. I don't think I'm going to use The Good and the Beautifuls. I don't even know. I think they do have a botany unit, but I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm just going to get my own stuff. There's a book that I think she'd love, and I should have brought it in here. But I think we're just going to put something together for that unit on our own. So then the last thing left is English literature. We're going to use The Good and the Beautiful again, level 6. And there it is. There's the reader that goes with it. We also used their English 2 years ago. My daughter loved it. I mean, she liked it. It was fine. She really enjoyed it. So we're going back to it this year. So pretty simple for her. I'll tell you one thing we don't use, since I said that earlier with the good and the beautiful. We do not use the grammar or the geography cards. I don't know. I'm not saying no one should use them. I think they're great if you want to use them. But I always like to know, I always wonder, like, do people really use all this stuff? We don't use it. We also don't memorize the poems. No, we don't. We just read them and talk about them. So that is her stuff. I'm really excited about most of it, and I think she's going to love it. I'm super excited about Life of Fred for her math. So it's a total different approach, but I think she's going to love it. And then, like I said, this History Year 2 has a section on the Constitution, and let's see. I think, let me look. Yeah, Colonial America, U.S. Constitution. And then it goes through, like, the beginning. You can see the basics and stuff. George Washington. So I threw this book in just for fun. This is not from The Good and the Beautiful, but I thought, what a cool book for her to do. And I'm going to have my son read it as well. So that takes care of her stuff. And now I'll show you my son's. Okay, guys, here are my son's books for next year. This will be 10th grade, but any high school level, these would be, picks you could make. So I'll start with his math. Earlier when I said he was taking trigonometry with Life of Fred, that's not true. He's taking advanced algebra. I forgot. But he'll finish this up, and then he will move into trigonometry for next year. This is basically pre-calculus. That's what this is. The way Life of Fred does their advanced algebra kind of would cover the algebra side of pre-calculus, and then you go through the trigonometry, and then you would move into their, I don't know, whatever it's like they call it college level, but it doesn't matter. It's calculus. So we'll do that first, and then I'm going to show you his chemistry, which I'm super excited about. We are going to use this I found online. I'll link it below. This guy is a chemistry teacher in a public school, and it's really cool. Most of all the labs are kitchen labs, so I'm going to put that out there, which that may not be for everyone, but it's for us. So we will not have to buy any crazy expensive chemistry set. All of the labs are done in the kitchen, and I can do a flip through of this if anybody's interested. I'll do a separate video, but we're going to pair this. This is a standalone course. I felt like you could do this in 2 days a week, honestly, very easily. So I decided to give him some living books to do in conjunction with. So these recommendations of these books actually come from Guest Hollow from her website. Highly recommend, so great. So I'm going to show them to you. How Carrots Won the Trojan War, Napoleon's Buttons, The Disappearing Spoon, The Elements, and Radium Girls. So he will do, this will serve him for all 4 quarters. I'm sure he can be looking through this. And then I'm going to have him do like one of these a quarter, just to do as a reading. So I'm thinking 2 days a week with that, and then the other 3 he can read and give me a narration. That's kind of how we like to do it. But I just think chemistry, when I took it in high school, it was so boring and horrible. But it's really interesting. It does not have to be boring. So I'm excited for him to have a much better, I hope, experience with chemistry than I did. And then next, he's going to do Spanish 1. We did visual Latin this year, and he really loved it. But when I asked if he wanted to do Latin 2, he said, let's try Spanish. So I got this Life Pack Alpha Omega. I took Spanish in high school. I can speak it pretty good, like I took it in college too. And I think it'll be fun for us to do together. And we're also going to pair it with Mango Languages. That's an online, it's free. I live in South Carolina. Our public library gives us free access. So we're going to pair it with that. And I think there's 10 units, 10 little workbooks. If you're interested in a flip through of this, I will say the clip art in it is pretty terrible. But the actual meat of it looks good. So that's what we're going to do for Spanish. He's also going to pick up his computer science credit. We're using this. It says complete middle school study guide, but I don't care. It's fine. It's the best one I found, and I looked for a bunch. I looked online at a bunch of different ones, and most of them just looked horrible. But this one, it's pretty cool. I think that this will be just what he needs. And we're going to actually pair this with a couple classes from Udemy, and I will link them in the description. They have lots of neat classes, and they're cheap, like $13, and they had quite a few beginner computer science programming courses. So we're going to just pair this with some of that and get that credit knocked out. Next, I will show you what we're doing for history. He's getting his American history credit, and so I pulled some different books. And we're going to also kind of have him do a little bit of the good and the beautiful with my daughter. They have the Constitution unit, and he's going to sit with us through, at least through that section, so he can pull, he needs that Constitution credit as part of our state standards. So, but for the meat of his stuff, he's going to use everything you need to ace American history in one big fat notebook. And again, it says middle school study guide, but I don't care. That's just going to be kind of a spine. And then I like to pull in a lot of diverse reads. I just really want my kids to, you know, have windows and mirrors to see the world through. I think it's really important for us. So we're going to read an Indigenous Peoples History of the United States, A Different Mirror, Atlas of Indian Nations, Voices of a People's History of the United States, and then They Came for Freedom. That's a Pilgrim's Story. So you can see these are really different, lots of different perspectives. I love that. I did get, I'll tell you where I found some of these titles I just found on my own, and then some of them I got from Oh Freedom, from their high school plans. Most of the diverse reads I found from her, and they look like really good books to me, so I'm excited about that, very excited. And then finally for his English, he's going to do The Good and the Beautiful. This is high school 1. You can actually use any of their years of their high school for any year. It doesn't matter if you started in year 2, if you start in 3, if you start in 1. So we're starting with 1. And then I thought that the books that it comes with are really good. Just David, John Greenleaf Whittier, Patterns on the Wall, Up from Slavery, and then Into the Unknown. Oops, sorry. Pretty diverse reads there too. I think these look good. I think he'll love them. And I will say we will not use this completely. We will do a lot of our writing we do with history narrations, or we will continue to do that for English. And we're going to use this a lot for just for grammar brush-ups, poetry to read. I do think that, you know, there's a lot of beautiful pictures in here. So that's kind of how we'll use it, and for the literature. So I hope you enjoyed. These are our picks for 2021, 2022. I can't believe it. We're almost done with this year and ready to the next one. It's crazy. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're inspired. There are so many wonderful books for our kids to read, and it can be so interesting for them. It doesn't have to just be boring, dry, blah. So I hope you enjoyed. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.